African swine fever continues to be unabated in Nagaland with positive cases reported in Nltv. Directorate of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services issues advisory asking to report unnatural death of pigs to the nearest veterinary institute and warns not to consume dead pigs. 20-year-old student of St. Joseph University who was hit by a vehicle near Ikshe village of Chumugirima on Wednesday succumbs to injuries at the Christian Institute of Health Sciences and Research. The victim, identified as Mampuyen La Longomar, a second semester student, hailed from Mokokchung. With resumption of regular functioning of government offices, the biometric system of attendance to resume in Nagaland Civil Secretariat. Chief Secretary J. Alam cautions that attendance will be monitored in all the government offices and no work, no pay will be implemented strictly. Traffic restrictions imposed along the National Highway 29 at Betucha Zubza Steel Bridge area to clear obstructing soil and rock debris caused by mudslide lifted. Earlier, district administration suspended the vehicular movement at two stretches of Kohima, Dimapur Foreland Road and from Setsu Zubza Police Station to Betucha Checkpost. 150 kilograms of ganja seized at Razipa Javame Road by Futsero Police based on inputs. Police team led by SDPO Futsero seizes 15 packets of suspected cannabis weighing 10 kilograms each from a white gypsy. Hello, this is English News Now. You are watching the news. This is Chipanifung. Let's look at the news in details. African swine fever continues to be unabated in the state with positive cases reported in Tuli Block, Mokokchung District, Dizit Block and Mon District. Notably, the Directorate of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services issued an advisory to contain the spread of the disease. It is stated that farmers whose pigs have been affected should inform the sudden death of the pigs to the nearest veterinary institute and not to consume the dead pigs. The department also mentioned that the dead pigs should be buried at least 6 feet deep, followed by spreading of lime. It further mentioned that one should not throw the carcasses in the river or canal, stream or water bodies. Furthermore, department cautioned that for any queries on ASF, one can contact the Joint Director, African Swine Fever Committee Convener Dr. Nkekrikole Linyu at mobile number 6009 753 226. Chief Secretary J. Alam on Wednesday chaired a meeting with the administrative head of departments and head of departments at the Secretariat Conference Hall in Kohima. The Chief Secretary, while addressing the gathering, stated that with a regular functioning of government offices in the state, the biometric system of attendance will resume in the Nagaland Civil Secretariat and directed the Directorate to follow suit. He further reiterated that attendance will be monitored in all the government offices and no work, no pay will be implemented strictly. Furthermore, the Chief Secretary reminded the AHODs and HODs to personally take care of the court cases so as to avoid contempt of court. A 20-year-old student of St. Joseph University succumbed to injuries after a vehicle hit her near the college campus on Wednesday at around 2:30 p.m. The student, identified as one Mampuyen La Longomar, a second semester student, hailed from Mokokchung District. Notably, she was admitted at the ICU of Christian Institute of Health Sciences and Research Hospital in Timabo. Reportedly, a black Scorpio was involved in the incident and an investigation is currently on to identify the culprits.
After class, my baba kilo korle jai thakshe because my dad came from village, and then one of my friend and I were in a bike, and then tik makanla St. Joseph University gushena itu gate la to highway ula time de thik ulai gena 2-3 seconds na hogena tade highway te ulashna to saishle gari to hit kurala to dikhanai de holiwi tage run over kurala to dikshe aro gari to olop to slow down hoishe at first, but we thought that the car will stop, but the car didn't even stop, and then any overspeed na polai jeshe gari. Actually moi khan dikha loge te namishe aro polai gen tage saoli jeshe aro tade duita students, it was high school students, kunla school asin najne, but tajon bra first inya uthai gena na boise itu karni moi jai gena kinya ki hoise inya na, I mean like saole kinya se taila situation, I mean like that wounds and all to jagen sashle bleeding on the spot to bleeding iku hanai aro in hoikena she was getting difficult to breathe, and then that gari pura stop kurigena ekta uncle pra nami ken moi I told somebody help na to hospital de lori jawli help kuri koshle ekta uncle stop kurigena, he was airing my guy the uncle, and then the hospital de ani dishe with one of the student from St. Joseph University, and then moi to direct hanai holibi that is put thagena student council kan ke phone kurgena moi kan satni aro mola utu sathi aro the friends from St. Joseph University, we came together to the hospital
around 3:30 pm. Itu naga University dele bazar junction ne hoto jala junction de thaisle ta junction bra rokigena moge itu Zion hospital de ulabo parbo koise moi koise itu to kore jabo bra apni jabo gole bi bridge thakile jabo parbo aje gele to bridge bi bimbo bridge bi jai na thaibo to highway de office jai na jabo lage koise ta itu khotan hone gurai na shobala rasta bra ni jai to dare bra ni babise ni ei tu kiba hoise na ki itu babe thaise moi be scoreboard black thaise 10 class thaise driver plan mono thaise.
The victim of the hit and run case that took place on Wednesday near St. Joseph University passed away at referral hospital, notably following the demise of Mabuyenla, a second semester student of BS Psychology and Counseling of St. Joseph University. The university on Thursday, through a notification, condoled her death. Meanwhile, the university also declared a day of mourning and cancelled all scheduled exams on Thursday, and further informed that the rescheduled date will be intimated later. The traffic restriction imposed along National Highway 29 at Betucha-Zubza Steel Bridge area has been lifted with immediate effect. Earlier, the district administration had suspended vehicular movements at two stretches of road chainage, kilometer 155 of Kohima-Dimapur 4-lane road and from Setsa-Zubza police station to Betucha checkpost. The restriction was imposed in order to clear the obstructing soil and rock debris caused by mudslide. Fazero police, led by STPO, seized 150 kilograms of ganja at Raziba Javame Road. Police team, led by STPO Fazero, basing on information, seized a white gypsy coming from Javame. The police stated that on seeing the policeman, the driver jumped off from the vehicle and escaped into the thick jungle. The police team gave a hot pursuit inside the jungle, but he could not be arrested. Furthermore, the vehicle was checked and the police recovered 15 packets of suspected cannabis packed in black plastic sheets weighing 10 kilograms each. The vehicle and contraband have been seized and brought to Fusiro Police Station. A case has been registered under Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985 and efforts are going on to arrest the culprit. The 24 Nagaland Intapt Company NCC Kohima Group, NCC has scheduled May 27 to pay homage to late Captain N. Kanguruse, a brave son of the nation. The tribute program shall be held at 9 a.m. at Nirma Pesa village and shall be attended by NCC officers along with cadets and family and friends. The program shall commence with cleaning of late Captain N. Kanguruse's statue by NCC cadets and laying of wreath. Short speeches on Captain's life shall be delivered by his father and NCC cadets. A vote of thanks shall be delivered by Brigadier P.S. Sangwan, and the program shall end with the national anthem. Despite the flood situation being marginally improved in the state, nearly 5.75 lakh people in the 15 districts of Assam continue to remain affected. As per the Assam State Disaster Management Authority, more than 3.64 lakh people in Nagaon district, including 2.22 lakh people in Kampur Revenue Circle, are still affected by the flood. Notably, 51671.52 hectares of cropland of 1,073 villages in the flood-affected districts are also still under the water. Meanwhile, a total of 81,712 flood-affected people are staying in 346 relief camps, which have been set up by the district administration. Congress MP Karti Chidambaram on Thursday arrived at the CBI headquarters in Delhi in connection with the alleged Chinese visa scam case. Karti is accused of scam pertaining to issuance of visa to 263 Chinese nationals in 2011 when his father P. Chidambaram was the Home Minister. According to the CBI FIR, the case pertains to allegations of 50 lakh being paid as bribe to Karti and his close associate as Bhaskara Raman by a top executive of Vedanta Group company, Dalwandi Sapo Power Limited. Earlier on May 17, the CBI had arrested Raman in the case. Meanwhile, Enforcement Directorate has also filed a money laundering case in the alleged visa scam case involving Karti. However, Karti remarked that he did not facilitate single Chinese national in getting visa and further denied the allegations.
This is most.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to lay the foundation stones for the redevelopment of 5 railway stations in Tamil Nadu on Thursday. Notably, the 5 railway stations include Chennai Egmore, Rameswaram, Madurai, Katpari and Kanyakumari. It is to be mentioned that the redevelopment of the railway station project will be completed at a cost of over rupees 1,800 crore. Besides this, Prime Minister Modi is also slated to inaugurate 1,152 houses constructed under the Lighthouse project in Chennai. It may also be mentioned that the PM will dedicate to the nation and lay the foundation stone of 11 other projects worth over rupees 31,500 crore in Chennai. The Defense Ministry on Wednesday extended the deadline for former servicemen to claim pension by 1 month earlier. The ministry had set May 25 as the deadline for veterans to complete the process to ensure smooth processing of their pension. However, more than 36,000 people had not submitted their life certificates as of May 24, upon which former servicemen have now been asked to complete the paperwork by June 25. Meanwhile, annual identification is said to be mandatory for continued and timely credit of pension. The Indian Navy on Thursday successfully tested its ship-based surface-to-air missile system by taking down a low-flying target. Notably, the test was carried out from a stealth frigate deployed on the western seaboard by the force. Meanwhile, the Indian Navy shared the video on Twitter and further congratulated the team for the success. Chinese world number 2 Ding Liren seized the advantage against India's teenage grandmaster R. Bragananda in the final of Meltwater Champions Chase to Chaseable Masters online tournament, taking a 2.5 to 1.5 lead after the opening day of the match early on Thursday. The 16-year-old Bragananda, who lost the opening match of the All-Asian final, bounced back strongly to level the first match when he won Game 2. The second day of the final will also feature 4 games and the tiebreak if required. Bragananda has been in good form during the tournament and had created a flutter in the preliminary phase by beating world number 1 Magnus Carlsen in the 6th round. Defending champions India needs the bid host Indonesia by a huge margin and hope Pakistan loses to Japan in the other pool, a match for advancing to the knockout stage of the Asia Cup men's hockey tournament on Thursday. India's fate is not in their own hands anymore, as even a win against lowly Indonesia will not guarantee them a knockout berth. Japan will have to beat Pakistan to keep India's faint hopes alive. With a draw and a loss, India are now placed third in a pool behind Japan's 6 points and Pakistan's 4 points. India have a global difference of -3 as against Pakistan's +13. If Pakistan loses to Japan, India will have to beat Indonesia by a huge margin to go past their Western neighbors in goal difference and advance further in the tournament. KL Rahul's Lucknow Super Giants bowled out of the IPL 2022 after a 14-run loss to the Royal Challengers Bangalore in the eliminator match at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata. Lucknow Super Giants won the toss and opted to bowl first. RCB batting first scored a target of 208 runs. Chasing a 208 round chase, KL Rahul and Deepak Hooda kept Lucknow's hopes alive, but they accelerated a bit too late and left too much for their finishers. As LSG fell short by 14 runs in the chase, the RCB will face Rajasthan Royals in the eliminator on 27th May at Narendra Modi Stadium, Ahmedabad. Nicolo Zaniolo won Roma their first ever major European trophy on Wednesday with the one and only goal in a 1-0 win over Feyenoord in the inaugural Europa Conference League final. The match was played at Tirana's National Stadium. Italy international Zaniolo struck with a well-taken finish in the 32nd minute to earn Roma their first trophy of any kind since 2008. An emotional Jose Mourinho celebrated an historic achievement, having become the second manager to win 5 major European titles after Giovanni Trapattoni. Roma completed a unique European trophy haul. Nagaland Agricultural Department on Wednesday issued a monsoon preparedness advisory. Notably, all the district agriculture officers and subdivisional agriculture officers, along with their officers, field staff and ATMA personnel, have been directed to remain in their respective places of posting positively at this point of the cropping season. The department asked all the concerned authorities to be vigilant for real-time assessment and monitoring of crop situation, pest situation or any natural calamity happening in the farmer's field. The department also asked the concerned to submit timely reports and a documentation through groups WhatsApp to the Directorate for further intervention. Further, the authority instructed all to conduct farmers' training and awareness campaign on management of all agricultural activities besides on natural calamities. The department also directed all concerned to convey farmers' advisory through field staff and ATMA farmers' friends to the farming communities. And that's all for now. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, you haven't started yet?
It's very low quality water tank.
Just shut up. The shopkeeper has given us 5 years of guarantee.
Or forget 5 years. Drinking water from this tank can be very dangerous. Inside surface is also not plain, smooth and pure white. Why don't you do one thing? Install a Nipko Taj water tank.
Just keep quiet. Fix it.